Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So, I have been working really hard on the game. Not much for a visual update. I did a little bit of infrastructure work there. The sidewalks aren't going to carry all the way through, they're just going to be close because I know with the bigger trailers it's probably not going to work. What I've been working on is I added the Tech 2 and T3 manufacturing parts, and I decided I was going to add truck fuel. So this is coming in the next update. It's just going to take a few more days to. Oh, I got to update all the code. Right, so I have to design it here, and then I have to replicate it 9 more times. The base code doesn't change, but I have to go through the interface, and I have to update, I don't know, probably 30 or 40 scripts. So that's what's going to take. I can only do about 4 per day, I think. Yeah, so anyway, so here we go. I'll just run through it. We're totally set up. So what I wanted to do was, we have our 3 commodities that we can get ourselves. We've got the wood, the logs, we've got the fish, and we've got the hay. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make Tech 2 and Tech 3 manufacturing part of that, because the trailer cost is a lot. And I mean, people are probably thinking, what's the point of getting the trailer if the rewards and stuff aren't there, right? So anyway, so we'll start, the first part we'll start with is the liquids. I redesigned the liquids. And let's see here. I wonder if, I hope people aren't having issues with that. Alright, anyways, yeah, so what I did was I made an interface here for it, and then when you plug it in, so for example, if we wanted to fill it up with fuel, oh, what's it got in there? Yeah, if we wanted to fill it up with fuel, we connect here. Tells us how much fuel we have in stock. And then in here it says what we have on there, right? So if we switched fuel types, let's say we emptied all the fuel, and we wanted to do some grease here. Alright, and what it does is it switches the trailer over to grease. Then you can fill it up and go and sell it, and it's the same with the oil. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the other thing I'm working on now that I wanted to test out, so factory inputs, this is for boxes and fish, and of course this one's going to be for logs. I'll have to update the tutorial is going to need to be updated. Yeah, and then we have the hay buyer now, finally, which is over here on this side. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to test out now, was that in the factory, we have points for hay. The hay that we gather. So I just need to get the trailer going. Trailer, this tractor needs to be worked on. It needs lights and all that kind of stuff. I understand that. So that's going to be coming up. I just wanted to get this part out of the way, because this is kind of like justifying playing the game, and because these vehicles are, they're pretty expensive and they're going to take a while to acquire. So it's like, when you've got them, what's the point? Well, what I've done is I've attached missions to the T2 commodities. So you need these vehicles in order to get the T2 commodities. Right? And then once you have the T2 commodities, What's that? Alright, so now we have our T2 commodity. And we'll take it over to our factory where we can bring it in. And it's going to give us manufacturing points now. Oh, there's some there. So this is just kind of tying everything together, right? So rather than having individual pieces, like, yeah, we had the individual vehicles and they did things all by themselves. Now what we're doing is we're tying them into missions, and, like, we're giving them even more utility than just roleplay utility. We're actually giving them actual utility. So we activate it here, and we're going to get cash and we're going to get experience when we put this in. So if we go front arm down, there we go. I got 1,000 cash for that. All right. So then we have to go inside the factory now. And all this equipment is going to take fuel. You'll have to fuel it up. And we have right here, we have 1,000. If we go to view output, T2 fuel saved. It's saved. We have now 1,000 manufacturing points, and I should have factory T2 fuel 1,000. Yeah, there we go. So now I can make electronics. Let's see. I thought I changed that. Alright, but that works anyway. I'm like, I just spent like 4 or 5 hours here going through the code. And now I'm looking at it, like, well, I thought I changed that somewhere. It's a lot. It's a lot to try and to keep up now. But this is basically it. Once this is in, you'll have 8 different commodities, 4 for T2 and 4 for T3, and they're going to be tied to special missions, right? Where you get tons of experience and you get tons of money and items and rewards, right? So eventually you'll be able to use your helicopter to take it in. So I guess what I was going to check out here was, so that's the fuel. Oh yeah, I wanted to see this. Change it here, information. Yeah, warehouse emergency goods. I should have updated the information here. Nope. Alright, I thought I put the updated interface. Let's check it out then. Let's check it out. There's a lot to go through. That's why it's gonna take a few days to get this all sorted out. Because every time you add a new commodity to manufacture, we need to save it, so we need to have a value for us to store the value of. And then we need a script for that. We need a remote event so we can manufacture it to run through that process, right? And that requires values, so we can change values. And then we need a physical commodity. So I need to find an image or something to put it in the game, right? We need the physical part of it to have it in the game. Alright, so I'll save that. Oh, so I gotta run through that one more time. Oh, no, because I should have the points still. And then what I decided to do was make badges. So I'm adding badges to the missions as well as I put them in see. This one I think I can do just with the forklift. Okay. Yeah, so that's basically it. It's just a lot of code. I had to redesign the liquid system because on the trailer it was prompts, so I could get the name of the player. But here there's no prompts, it's the screen. So I had to redesign all that, and then I decided, well, I'm going to connect these commodities as well. So there's huge. The next update is huge. It's going to be big. Oh, it's not enabled. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's going to be big. Big, big, big. It'll pretty much, we could pretty much go from, I would say, close. Almost to like version 1. Almost to like a beta, but almost. Not quite, but almost. At this point, all the foundational stuff is in, essentially. So yeah, so as you can see, you bring the hay to your factory, okay? It gives you special manufacturing points that we're trying to use right now. So rather than just getting the hay and then selling it somewheres, all these commodities are going to come to the factory. Oh, did I click enable true? I did, thankfully. There we go. There's a factory manager, and then you can make this. Whatever it is. It's like emergency warehouse pack. And then we say manufacturer. There we go. Emergency warehouse goods saved. So, see, it has 3 in storage. And then if we look in our warehouse, should be emergency warehouse, right? So you see, so each it's a lot to. It just takes a while at this point in time. It's coming. These updates will be coming into the game. It's just you know, it takes a little bit, and then we can do that. We can spawn it. Because first I have to think, I have to invent it, quote unquote, think it, and then I have to code it, and then test it. And then while I'm doing that, I'm rewriting the code. And then at the very end, I will rewrite the code to make sure that it's, you know, it's smooth and it functions well and blah, blah, blah. So that's what, it just takes a while, that's all. And there we go. So this is the box here. So I almost wonder if, let's see. It's meant to go on the flatbed trailer. We'll go through the mission here. Finally, we'll go through the mission here. So we'll get this trailer here. And I should make this thing carry it, but this one here. Oh, why did the forklift, Oh, say, where do wheels go? Okay, so these commodities still have to be added to the flatbed trailer as well. They will work with the small truck. But as you can see, they're going to need to be added to the flatbed trailer. So there's still quite a bit of development that needs to be done. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's still quite a bit of development that needs to be done. Anyway, so before we can get to the actual mission part, but then we got to take this. This will be a long drive. And then of course every mission is going to have a badge, because why not? Turn on my lights. Yeah, I was going to build another building, but then I thought, you know what? Let's just focus on what we already have and see what I can do with it. And I think this is the best way. So then logs, you'll get furniture, probably T3, and then we have the fish. And the fish are what provide the fuel for T3 for the factory. So I thought that was cool. It kind of ties everything together. And now that I have the fuel there, what I'll do is I'll go through the vehicles now, and I'll add the fuel system, and that's probably going to, I'm not sure if that's going to save or not. Ooh, that's going to be a lot of work. But that's essentially it. Like I said, that's essentially it. So I could be putting out videos of just coding, but, you know, they're not really that interesting, right? They're not really that interesting. So maybe what I'll do is I'll throw up some other content here, maybe some snow runner videos or something like that. I see they have some new games coming out, so back to that sort of stuff. Alright, this is taking a long time, and that's okay. I'm almost there. I promise. Right, so this is why I made these vehicles slow, is so that way, you know, you want to use the trucks. Whew, made it up over that. Okay. Yeah, so there's a warehouse over here. It'll be marked on the map. And it just says, the person says, bring me some emergency goods. And then that's one of the commodities that you can manufacture, is the emergency goods. So I thought, okay, let's so that's where we're going here with the T2 and the T3. I thought we need a creative way, instead of just manufacturing the items and then just like free form, you know, you can deliver them anywhere, the world is yours kind of attitude. I just find that if you can guide the player, then it becomes more, you know, there's a goal, there's a task, there's a purpose, as opposed to just the free form kind of do your own thing. Because we already have that element, right? The very base, the very core of the game, that's what it is. You get commodities and you can sell them pretty much, you know, at many locations, right? So now we need like the mission part, the sort of the game aspect. And like I say, trying to tie everything together, I know it was a little, when you're building it, it's hard to connect the dots because you're building each dot and it has to get to a certain point before you're able to connect them together. For example, we needed to build the vehicles, right? We needed to figure out what we wanted to do with the vehicles. And then I decided, okay, well, let's give the player a house. And then I decided, well, let's build on that. So it took a while to get through all those things before we can say, okay, now we're ready. I added the one mission, which is just like a starter mission. Then I thought, okay, let's bump this up. There's some lighting. Holy. How can we take this to the next level? You know, where players are going to want to continue to play the game, right? So this is how we're going to do it. Yeah, way down here, way down here. The music stopped, I know. I could actually hear it this time. Here, we'll go back to here. I can actually hear it this time. Yeah, there we go. So stuff like this, locations far away. Through the lightning. Holy, I'm gonna get hit here. Alright, so he says, help me move some things. I guess I should change that actually. Emergency delivery, right? Awesome. It says, awesome. Oh, 50,000. Yeah. So for now, there's no buyer here for this commodity, but eventually you'll get a reward for it, right? That's not in yet. It's not in yet. So I need to talk to the cell phone's there. And then I'll have to change that. So that should make that. Oh yeah, look at that. And I got a badge. Yeah. Cool. So did that save? It did. Awesome. And then what we'll do is we'll have a buyer here for this. And then maybe you'll get like 25,000 per unit. It'll be worthwhile, right? You'll get more experience than what you get for the single mission. I think that's the way to go. Yeah, that's gonna be the way to go. Because I think what it does is it checks the workspace to see if you have the commodity. Let me see here. Before it gives you the reward. And we had to drive all this way. It's like nothing when you get to fly. Let's see. So this was the NPC. Maybe I guess can't click false or something. It's kind of weird. All right. This is the mission. No, it should though. It should. Let's see. Under player added. No, respawner. We've got this. So under the mission, it should look for. Let's see. Greater than 0 and there we go. There we go. So that way you need to have taken the mission and you also need to have the commodity there. Perfect. And then we just need to change the prompt text. Oh yeah, use the sell point. I can just say activate. Alright, something like that, and then this one here. I have run low. There we go. Right, something like that. So yeah, so I'm still kind of developing it. I'll probably need to test it a couple of more times, tweak the values. But now, so this is what takes so long, is that each time I add a commodity, I want to add a mission. And then, of course, in doing that, that means each one of these houses needs to be updated, right? For example, I have to go through the interface. And each one of these scripts, the local script has a remote event. Each one of these has a remote event that needs to be changed. So yeah, so anyways, you get the idea. You get the idea. Lots of work, lots of work. That's gonna do it for that. That's just kind of a T2 sort of example and a test. Actually, the run through went really smooth. I'm glad everything actually worked. No errors, no bugs. Whew. That took a lot of work. A lot of work. So it's coming along. Thank you all for watching and checking it out and enjoying the videos. Like I say, if you get a chance to check out this game, there's a lot coming up just to keep you kind of occupied, and so you can have some fun missions. I think that's pretty fun. You have to sort of buy the objects in order to be able to do the cool missions. I think that's pretty neat, and you get super duper rewards. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.